Ladies and gentlemen, this is Robert Weichelt with EXP for another episode of Weichelt Wednesday. Today, I've got my wonderful, good buddy, Brian Brady. Brian, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm out here in Florida this month, and I'll be back in San Diego next month. And doing the Lord's work out here, like you are back in San Diego.
Well, you know what? I like your backdrop there. I'm a little jealous. So tell me, where are you sitting right now?
I am actually sitting at the end of the dock of our condo here in St. Pete, and you might even see a boat go by. But it's nice and placid today. I'll be out this afternoon working with real estate agents. But right now, I'm glad to be out here on the deck with you.
Well, you know what, Brian? Let's get right to it. So tell us, who's Brian Brady?
So I've been in the mortgage business now for 25 years. My wife and I still are active in the mortgage business, and we're mortgage brokers in both California and Florida. I'm also a real estate broker. I'm a real estate broker in Alabama. I'm a real estate broker in Florida, and I'm a real estate broker in California. And, back when I originally started doing it, it was just to accommodate the real estate agents with whom we worked, basically able to open homes or hold open houses for them, or if they're out of town, show a house for them. But after I met you, after you and I started talking about the future of real estate, I realized I should activate my licenses in California, Alabama, and Florida, and came on board with EXP, and we're building a team out here in Florida, which is exciting.
Yes, sir, it is, man. It's fun. So tell us, let's get right into it, because I've always said this, you're one of the sharpest guys I know in this business, and I truly mean that. And so tell us, what do you see the market doing? Give us a couple of nuggets on the market. What's happening?
Well, this is a great time to be a homeowner or a property owner. And for the next 5 to 10 years, you can make a lot of money by owning property. What kind of property? Any property. And I mean that. We're in the midst of inflation, and it's so easy to blame it on one guy, but you really can't. The problem with this inflation is we've tripled the money supply in 12 years. So what you're seeing is not that real estate is a good investment. It's because it's a good store of value. And when you leverage real estate, you're going to get a great return for it. So inflation's here. It's going to be like the 70s, at least for 5 or 10 years. I know this is going to sound crazy, but if you own property, that's great. It should double in value over the next 10 years. Now, you're going to be paying $45 for a hamburger, so you're not going to feel any richer, but your real estate will be, especially if it's leveraged, is going to be a great investment for you. Now, let me tell you what's not so good. To be in the mortgage business or a buyer's agent, and here's why. A year and a half ago, we had close to 1 million listings in this country each month. It's down to 265,000 listings. Now, this is an important thing to keep in mind, and they don't think it's going to change. 265,000 listings in the country. That means there's probably 250,000 closings coming up. So that's 500,000 sides. And here's the bad news. There's 1.6 million members of the National Association of Realtors. If any of you are on my email list that goes out every Friday, you're going to read this article today that I cited. And it's not a pretty sight. If you've got 3 realtors chasing every side, I can promise you 2 out of 3 realtors will be out of business in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, unless they have some sort of a program. And I think that's one of the exciting things about the Home Boss online offers. It distinguishes whether you're a new agent or an old agent. You can learn some new tricks, and you can actually start listing and selling property.
Yeah, we're taking listings really through FSBOs, expired, canceled, probate, divorce. This online transparent offers platform is allowing us to compete at a very high level. So we have definitely the upper hand in terms of getting those listings. So we're going to stay in front, take the listings, and let those, 3 buyer agents or however many there are, let them fight it out. So I do find, Brian, that a lot of my buyer agents are coming aboard and wanting to become a listing agent. And those are the agents that are going to be around.
The other ones will be around. If you're not controlling the listing, or if you're not on a team which control listings, you're just not going to be controlling the inventory. So imagine if you're working with buyers now, and I did, right? I just closed a $2.7 million house in Encinitas. But I worked with these folks for 6 months, and these are friends and past clients of mine. 6 months. and I showed probably 40 homes and wrote offers on 10 of them, and we didn't win. So think about that when you put that time out. Oh, wow, $2.7 million listing. You made a lot of money on that. When I divide the hours I put into it, it wasn't as effective as you listing and selling a $600,000 house 40 times over. So I think leverage is the key word moving forward. And one of the reasons I got involved is because I said, look, this is a really great way to teach the next generation of real estate agents how to list and sell property and get through this mess. I just don't see it changing for at least 5 years. So while I come here with bad news, we have solutions. And I think that the people that come to us and learn how to list and sell properties with the online offers are going to survive.
Yeah. Well, I certainly agree with you, brother. I certainly agree with you. We've been using it to take just a tremendous amount of listings. Our agents across the country are having great success with it. So with that said, Brian, what's the message? What's the nugget you want to leave for the agent that's watching this?
Well, I mean, you should always advise people in the next 5 to 10 years. You should advise your friends and family to own real estate and help them if you have to on the buy side. But you really need to get on the listing side, or you will not survive. I mean, if you do not learn and master how to prospect and list and sell property, you'll be a casualty. You'll be a hobbyist in the real estate brokerage industry. And here's the sad thing for the mortgage brokers out there. And believe me, I've got 25 years in this industry. If any of you are listening, 2 out of 3 of you listening will not be in the business in 3 years, because it's going to be very difficult for you working with a shrunken buyer pool. So you're going to have to talk to realtors, and mortgage brokers out there. You're going to have to develop some alliances with realtors. And you have to service them harder. And that's the trick. Again, it sounds like bad news, not for those of us who are prepared.
Well, the good news is, Brian, we have the solution. So if you're paying attention to this, definitely reach out to us. This is Robert Weichelt for another episode of Weichelt Wednesday. Brian, thank you for being my special guest today.
Yeah, good. See you soon. Take care, Robert.
Got it, buddy.